The Ant and the Grasshopper. Once upon a time, in a field on a sunny day, there lived an ant and a grasshopper. The ant spent all his time gathering food for the winter, while the grasshopper spent his days singing and dancing, and mocking the ant for working so hard. As the winter approached, the grasshopper found himself cold and hungry, with no food to eat. He went to the ant and begged for food. But the ant refused, reminding the grasshopper that he had spent all his time playing instead of preparing for the winter. The grasshopper realized his mistake and begged for forgiveness. He promised to work hard and gather food for the next winter. The ant took pity on him and shared his food. The moral of the story is that hard work and preparation are necessary for success and survival. Those who work hard and plan ahead are more likely to achieve their goals and be prepared for any challenges that come their way. The story teaches us the importance of being responsible and disciplined, and not taking things for granted. The Tortoise and the Hare. Once upon a time, there was a hare who was very fast and always boasted about his speed. He would make fun of the slow and steady tortoise, who he believed was too slow to beat any competition. One day, the tortoise challenged the hare to a race. The hare, confident in his speed, agreed to the challenge. The race began, and the hare quickly took the lead. But as he ran, he became overconfident and decided to take a nap under a tree, thinking he had plenty of time to win the race. Meanwhile, the tortoise kept moving steadily and finally crossed the finish line, winning the race. The hare woke up to realize he had lost, and was embarrassed to have lost to someone he thought was too slow. The moral of the story is that slow and steady wins the race. The story teaches us that persistence and perseverance are important qualities to have in order to achieve success, and that overconfidence and underestimating others can lead to failure. The Lion and the Mouse. Once upon a time, a mighty lion was sleeping in the forest when a tiny mouse accidentally ran across his nose. The lion woke up and caught the mouse, ready to eat him. But the mouse pleaded for mercy, promising that he would repay the favor one day. The lion laughed and let the mouse go. A few days later, the lion was caught in a hunter's trap. He roared and struggled to break free, but it was no use. The mouse heard his cries and went to investigate. When he saw the lion trapped, he remembered the lion's mercy and knew he had to help. The mouse crawled into the trap and began to gnaw at the ropes, freeing the lion. The lion was grateful and realized that even the smallest creature could be a valuable friend. The moral of the story is that kindness is always remembered, even by the smallest of creatures, and that one good turn deserves another. The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Once there was a young shepherd boy who was in charge of watching over a flock of sheep. He was very bored and decided to have some fun. He cried out, "Wolf! Wolf!" and the villagers came running to help him, only to find that there was no wolf. The boy laughed at the villagers and enjoyed the attention he received. The next day, the boy cried out, "Wolf! Wolf!" again, and the villagers came running again, only to find out that he was lying again. This continued for several days until one day a real wolf appeared and the boy cried out for help, but no one believed him. The wolf attacked the flock of sheep and the boy learned a hard lesson. The moral of the story is that dishonesty has consequences, and that people will not believe someone who has a reputation for lying. The story teaches us the importance of honesty and integrity, and that lying can have serious consequences. The Goose That Laid the Golden Eggs. Once upon a time, a man owned a goose that laid golden eggs. Every day, the goose would lay a single golden egg, which made the man very wealthy. However, he became greedy and wanted more. One day, the man decided to kill the goose, hoping to get all the golden eggs at once. But when he opened the goose, he found that there were no golden eggs inside, and he had lost his source of income forever. The moral of the story is that greed can lead to one's downfall. The story teaches us that we should be content with what we have and not be greedy or take things for granted. We should appreciate and value the things we have, instead of always wanting more.